Greetings, gamer guys and gals. I'm Zeake, welcoming you to the 40th part of my Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Shall we continue? The Black Knight, cold-blooded murderer of Ike's father, has disappeared within the collapsed castle. However, Nazar has been lost with him. In the end, he did not reveal the contents of his heart, but instead left another mystery with his enigmatic parting words. What was he trying to tell Ike? What did he hope to gain in this war? What was he searching for? With yet another memory to shoulder, Ike must fight on. The Crimean army and its Legu's allies have passed the trial of Nado's castle. At last, they've arrived at their final destination, the Crimean capital. Yet the opponent that awaits them is none other than Ashnard, King of Daein. If they lose here, all of their hardship will have been for naught. Preparations for the attack proceed with the utmost care. The final battle is approaching. An air of exaltation pervades the camp, but Ike remains focused on the road ahead, readying himself for what is to come. Chapter 28, Twisted Tower. Master Ike, the Huron princess is being kept a little ways south of here, in a place called Gritnea Tower. How do you know that? I was searching for information, and that search led me to a troop of Daein soldiers who had been assigned to the tower. That was the extra knowledge I needed. You won't tell me any more than that, will you? No matter how important it might be to our upcoming fight. I'm sorry. I figured as much. I've already decided to trust you, so all that's left to do is move out. Titania, Soren. At daybreak, I'll be taking a small force south to Gritnea Tower. For what purpose? That's where they are holding Leanne. Are you certain? Fairly certain, yes. All right, then I'll go with you. As will I. Of course. And the main army, have you thought about what it will do? Yes, I have. Princess Olympia, may I count on you? Naturally. I will remain here and see to it that preparations for storming the capital continue as planned. However, you must promise to return, and to bring my lady Leanne with you. I hear you. Ike, I'd like to report the results of our last battle. We've got, Oscar was our MVP, no new ally. Oscar being the MVP is kind of almost surprising to me, but I guess Ike didn't get nowhere near as many KOs as I thought he would, which was kind of unfortunate. I actually needed to break down that door the turn that I started attacking it, and I just didn't. Well, you know what they say, you live and you learn. There were no deaths and no injuries beyond our capabilities to heal. Everyone performed exceedingly well. That is all. By your leave, I will excuse myself. And we are back at base. We have a load of things to look into. Well done. You've improved dramatically in such a short period of time. Do you think so? I do not know how to lie or offer false praise. I am Deputy Commander of the Apostle's Bodyguards. If you were not destined for greater things, I would petition the Apostle herself for your enlistment. Oh, thank you! I can't believe it myself. If not for your instruction, Tanith, this would not be possible. Training new recruits has long been my duty, and yet I believe this is the first time anyone has ever been so appreciative. My other pupils commonly refer to me as the Great Demon. Isn't that so, Marcia? Great Demon? Mutton chops, no! Don't be silly. We all adored our sincere and devoted Deputy Commander. Great Demon. Pfft. More like Great, Angel, Lady. Ha, sure. Seriously, though, you've improved so much, Princess. Perhaps we should try something special. What? No, not that. She's not ready for that. You're crazy. Tanith, I'm not sure that I'm ready. Listen to me, Princess. The foes we are facing are Daein's elite troops, led by King Ashnard himself. How do you expect to fight them without at least one killing attack under your belt? You do it, Deputy Commander, and we'll keep practicing, right, Princess Alencia? I will try. What? I want to grow stronger. To reach that goal, I will do whatever it takes. Well spoken. Now then, to match your desire, I will fall back on the methods I used while training the Apostles' bodyguards. All right. Oh, horse meat. Come, we have little time for niceties. Both of you, follow me. Now! Come on, maggots! Do you want to live forever? Yes, ma'am. Ugh, she's really is a demon. Huh, the three of them look busy. I think I'll wait until after to talk to them. Alright, so that conversation, 3-star Holy Knight conversation, it doesn't really allude to much other than that they have some sort of secret special attack. If you have Tanith, Marcia, and Princess Alencia all use swords, obviously Alencia can only use swords for combat, and surrounded enemy adjacently with all 3 units in a triangle formation, you can initiate a triangle attack. There were actually a lot of rumors that you could defeat Ashnard the King using the Amity sword with Alencia if you initiated a triangle attack. Unfortunately, it's just not the case. I wish the Amity was effective against Ashnard. It wouldn't be that effective because even with Resolve, Alencia is just not that effective against... she just would not be that effective against him, the final boss. But there are uses for it, and if you are using the 3 Pegasus Knights, it is very... it's a useful thing to have when you want it, for like boss killing or something like that. That's particularly what it's for, or at least, you know, like strong enemies and so on and so forth. And because they have Canto, it's very easy for them to attack an enemy, finish off an enemy, or do something like that, or Alencia heals, and then they could get into position to use the triangle attack with at least one of the units, because only one of the units has to initiate it. The other 2 just have to be waiting next to the appropriate enemy that you're going to use it with. Now, the reason why I think this triangle attack is way better is just because of the Canto. With Boyd and Oscar and Rolf, their triangle attack of bows, it is not so easy to set up. Yes, you can put Boyd and Rolf in a position, and then you can attack or Canto or whatever with Oscar, then initiate it with Boyd or Rolf. You can do that. But the problem is, though, is that then you're wasting the ability of some of your units, and they're not actually getting an attack. Like, for instance, if you have no enemy in range, and you need to set it up, then you have to put Boyd in there or Rolf in there, and they're doing nothing. You know. And then if you don't have Oscar attack and Canto and have somebody else initiate it, then Oscar is wasting his Canto. I mean, he could initiate it and then Canto, but there's still the point that, you know, he's wasting the opportunity to use his attack on somebody else and then get in position. So there's a lot of things about that I just don't really like. I do think it's cool that they gave a triangle attack to those brothers, because it's just an interesting attack that you can use, and it's also pretty much one of the only ways I believe that you can defeat Naysala easily in the chapter that you fight him in. I believe you can use it then. I believe that's the earliest you can use it. However, the Holy Knight one, it comes so late that you can't discount Boyd, Oscar, and Rolf's triangle attack just because you got this one. So, you know, make use of either if you want to. I might actually be making use of Tanith just so I can use this triangle attack. And because even though we haven't used Tanith yet, we do have bonus experience points to give away, and I don't really know who to give them to. I mean, I thought about giving the experience points to Rayson or something like that, but I'm not sure, because Rayson's not going to ever use it combatively. Alright, support. Yeah, we're just more supports. We're never going to use or see. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're just done with supports. We're giving Resolve to Ike. Finally, he has his endgame class of abilities. So Resolve, Miracle, and Adept. The combination of Resolve and Adept is actually really great, because Adept is speed-based proc. Ike right now has 28 speed. With Resolve active, he's going to have 42 speed. That means he's going to have near a 50% chance, every other attack basically, to proc Adept. That is why I use this combo. A lot of people would probably just say, you know, there's better combos, and I didn't defeat the Black Knight, unfortunately. And that's just the gamble you take when using this combo. If you gave him Wrath and Adept, or Vantage and Wrath, or something like that, you're pretty much guaranteed to finish him off. Or Aether, even, his Occult Scroll skill. But the problem is that I don't really care if I defeat the Black Knight, so that's kind of pointless. We're giving Shinon his Deadeye skill. Marsha has no skill. I mean, we could just throw Nihil on her, because we're not going to need the money. I think it only sells for like 2,000 gold, so why not? It's totally useless otherwise. Tanith. We could do this, and we could have the triangle attack, and I'm honestly thinking about it, but it just depends on our deployment slots, because we're going to have enough deployment slots for the last chapter, but if you haven't figured out yet, this is not the last chapter. The game was kind of misleading us at first, and then said, oh, we're diverting our attention to Gritnea Tower to rescue Leanne. Alright, so yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and give her the bonus experience points. Even if we only use her for the final chapter and whatnot, even if we never use the triangle attack, whatever, doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You know, like, take a look at Mia. I gave her Vantage Wrath. She's never used that combo. She's used Vantage quite a lot, but never Vantage and Wrath because, well, we've just never had the opportunity to put her below, you know, to low health. There's some kind of pretty big risk with that as well, because the thing is with Mia is that if you give her, yeah, we're not about to give Volk 1 EXP, what's the point of that? If you give Mia, on some chapters, if you get her down to half health, and let's say a Siege Tome just smacks her because she has no resistance, well, I mean, you kind of just blew that unit and have to reset. Alright, so Ike no longer needs any weapon. The Ragnell is infinite uses, and therefore there's just no purpose in, you know, him using anything else per se. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take the Fortify with Elincia. Alright. I think we have enough weaponry for this chapter. We're definitely going to need to change some weaponry later on, for sure, but, you know, I think we have the weaponry for this chapter. Pretty much set. Our weapons look like they're pretty low uses, and some of them are probably going to break. Let's see. Tanith needs some weapons and stuff. Let's go ahead and give her a Vulnerary. Let's give her the Dagdar sword. Why not? Steel sword. Let's give her a spear and a Legu's lance. You know, that's looks fine. Oscar is the only one that we potentially are going to have to take some of his stuff away. Well, you know, we kind of want some of this stuff to get broken. We do want to forge a weapon, though. Let's see. Who doesn't have a forge who would like a forge? Well, you know, we could... Huh. I think we're going to go ahead and forge Mia another sword. Yep, I think that's a great idea. We're going to actually name this one. We're going to call it the Blitz. Because of her lightning speed, we're going to make it gold. I do like gold weapons. We're going to have enough money to forge one more next chapter. We do have some interesting stuff we can buy. We have pure waters and elixirs. We're probably going to buy ourselves a couple of elixirs, maybe like 5. Let's see. Convoy. Yeah, it says we have a bunch in stock. We do have some on units, that's why. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave it at 5 elixirs, somewhere around there. We're also going to buy some pure water. I think that's plenty. Let's go ahead and take a pure water. Actually, you know, interestingly enough, we are definitely going to go ahead and I think we'll get rid of the javelin. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do the spirit dust thing here with Tyronio. It seems kind of pointless, but he's a pretty decent user of the flame lance, I would say. Kind of wish that pure waters worked like they do in Thracia. That would be pretty cool. We're gonna give pure water to you and one to Mia as well. Might very well need that. Let's give an elixir to you. An elixir to you. Just in case I'm not capable of healing. Yeah, let's give an elixir to Soren as well. I think Marcia and Tanith could use an elixir apiece, because if they fly away out of healing range, we could definitely use the ability to heal them from range. Mist, man, hurry up and get your A rank sword. We are not Hammerning the Sonic Sword, so when that breaks, if she doesn't have A rank by then, we're gonna have to use the arm scroll. It's kind of unfortunate. Well, you know what? Actually, how about this? It's not like we're saving it for anything. We're not giving her an S rank, so we're just going to go ahead and give her that, so she can use the rune sword right away. We don't need to wait any more chapters for her to use the rune sword. It's kind of silly to do that. I think we're pretty well set. The only thing is, though, is I think we're going to give away one of these weapons so that we can at least have a decently, you know, a decently high-use weapon for Oscar, because if a few of his weapons break and we're pretty low, we don't really have anybody who can supply him, so we're not going to leave him at that. Volk has enough weapons. He might be stealing this chapter. I think we have a sleep. I think we have a sleep we can give. Yeah, 3-use physics staff. It's kind of... I think what we'll do here is trade the physics, since Alencia has the fortify. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think we're pretty well secure for this chapter. Alright, let's get a move on. Gritnea Tower. Whee! It appears that she's finally coming around. We brought this girl here on direct orders from His Majesty. Simple stuff, yes? Very easy, very nice. Then he gives all these special commands. Don't let her escape. Don't let her get sick. Don't let people kill her. More than anyone else, His Majesty should know how hard it is to keep one of these birdies healthy. Is there a problem? Eh? Who do you think you are? Why is it you disturb my meditations? I'm thinking here. I'm here to relieve you on guard duty. Standing guard, eh? Don't see much reason for a guard in this place. But armies always have all their roles and regulations, and appearances and hullabaloo. No way around it, I suppose. I believe that guards and watches are important. Whee! In other places, yes, but Gritnea Tower is currently overflowing with veteran soldiers. Not to mention those repulsive beasts, those feral ones, you know. Trying to escape from this place is the same as committing suicide. Not that I've tried, mind you. So a watch is necessary. Huh? Wee! What's that now? Who said that? Oh, it's you. Important, eh? Why is that? Well, if the girl were to leave her room, we would be unable to stop her from getting killed. Oh, you found a blind spot. That's the problem with us scholars. We concentrate on one thing and miss something as fundamental as... Blast, they're getting riled up again. Listen, you stay right here and stand guard. Don't let that heron girl take one step outside this room. Do you understand me? Whee! I told you we needed guards. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. Bah! Always when I'm in the middle of something. Snaggle, tooth, cheese, stealing. Finally, methinks that guy fell a little far from the nest. Hello, little Huron girl. There's nothing to be afraid of. I won't hurt you. Just sit there and be quiet, all right? That's Gritnea Tower, right? It is. Say, Ike, there's something really odd about that tower. I mean, really odd. What is it? I sent several of the beast tribe, but what is that? Something smells terrible. The tower holds legus who have been given toxins, foul poisons that warp their true shape. Are you talking about the legus that can't change forms? Like the ones we fought in Begnion? Yes. Do you know how many and what type are in there? As far as numbers, a conservative estimate would be 30. Types? There are tigers and cats from the beast tribes, hawks and ravens from the bird tribes, and dragons. There are some from the dragon tribes as well? No more than 10, or probably no more than 10. We have to fight 10 dragons like you? They're not like me, Master Ike. They're much stronger. That's hardly encouraging. Regardless, we must hurry. It's going to be dark soon. It's rather embarrassing, but we of the bird tribes don't move well in the dark. Sad but true. Of course, the same can be said for those on the enemy side as well. On the other hand, darkness means next to nothing for my kind. Depending on who we face, it could prove to be a significant. There are more of the beast tribe than any other. It is because we are close to Gallia. Listen, you. Are you sure you want to be on our side? Huh? Yes, of course. That is why I provide accurate information. So once it gets dark, we're going to be at a disadvantage, right? Alright, as long as we know that, we can plan for it. You're too calm about this for my tastes. This is going to be a... Enough, Ranoff. We don't have time for complaints. We need to find the entrance to the tower. Yeah, I'm coming. That took longer than I had expected, cursed subhumans. Flea-bitten wretches. Huh? Where's the Huron girl? And the guard? Hello? Guard? Bird girl? Whee! This can't... No! I've been had! No! What do I do? If this is discovered, His Majesty will... Oh, he'll hang me up by my thumbs. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. I will not report this. Think. Izuka, think. If I can somehow divert attention from myself. Master Izuka. Gaiaha! Master Izuka, we've got trouble. A strange group of insurgents approaches the tower. They are well armed, sir. Master Izuka? Insurgents? Ooh. Did you say insurgents have appeared? Yes, sir. A mixed group of subhumans and humans. Ah, I see. Then we must give them a warm reception, no? General Headwind's mages have engaged them, but they're not nearly enough. We must apply to the capital for more reinforcements to release the feral ones. Those monsters? But no need to worry. I have just given them their medication. They've all been trained not to attack any Daein soldiers. Very well, I... Do it now. The enemy must not be allowed inside the tower. Yes, sir. What fortuitous timing. Now then, I will take this moment and prepare to make my escape. Look at this, will you? What a glorious mix of birds, beasts, and dragons we have to greet us. King of Hawks, this is no joking matter, Hold on, my brothers. Just a little longer. Soon I will grant you all release. Oh. Tibarn is not the only one who is filled with rage to warp the gift that the goddess has granted us. This crime shall not be unpunished. Yah! Prince Rayson. Come, Ranulf. Let's join them. We must rescue Leanne as soon as possible, for Rayson's sake as much as anything else. Those poor Legus. Someone will die for this today. Alright, choose units. We have a new unit here, Ina. And she is a red dragon from the Dragon Tribe. She comes with Renewal, Miracle, and Boon. So Renewal will restore 10% of her HP every turn. Miracle reduces any lethal blow to half damage, luck percentage. And Boon returns an adjacent unit to normal condition. These stats right here are quite misleading. In fact, what we're going to go ahead and do is actually trade Mordecai's Demiband, just so that we can see her transform stats. Yeah, so she gets quite a buff to her strength, defense, resistance, even a pretty decent buff to her speed and skill. But in my honest and humble opinion, even though Ina is basically like a growth unit dragon, she is not really that great. You can make her good with stat boosters and with bonus experience points and stuff like that. And that was actually one of the things I was going to do. I was going to use Ina, I was going to give her a bunch of bonus experience points, but then I decided not to because I've used her in most of my runs, and I'm just not a big fan of Legus. I really am not. The only Legus in this game who really just... They're the only fantastic Legus units in this game are Legus you actually get a hold of in the final chapter. And the problem with them is that only one of them has the option to attack at range, and he's the only Legus in this game who has the option to attack at range. And that has to be something that he chooses to do on his turn, not something that he can counterattack with. So as you can see, like for instance, if you're playing on difficult mode or maniac mode, you have so many 1-2 range units in the final chapters that Legus are such a hindrance, it's disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. And she is literally, very literally, even without the Demiband and even with decent growths, not a match for the units that you'll be fighting. She just is not. I've done some pretty funny and interesting things with her before, though. I've maxed her out, given her every stat booster in the game. She basically had max strength. I think she had max speed. Pretty sure she had like almost 70 HP or 70 or whatever. And she also, I got rid of some of her skills so that I could give her Resolve and Adept. And oh man, that was just... Oh man, that was such a powerful combo. She was just wrecking the enemies. Now, had you defeated the Black Knight, you would have gotten Nazar instead. And in my personal opinion, Nazar is better. I mean, Nazar starts off with, I think, 25 strength, and he gets 5 from his transformation. So he has 30 strength to start off, and he's a much better combative unit than her. But the difference is that he's not really a growth unit. He only has a couple of levels to grow compared to her 10. And he's just not really that great, if I was being honest. I actually think that the Legus max out at 30, not 20 in this game. I'm not so sure about that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying that's a definite, but you know, there is still that possibility. We're going to actually take her off the list and bring in Tanith. So I do have the ability to field both Tanith and Marcia. However, for some unknown reason, you cannot field Alencia in this chapter. And I think it's probably one of the bigger missed opportunities of this game. I know they did it for story-wise, but the fact that basically Alencia is only available in 3 chapters in this game. The chapter she joins, the chapter right after, and 2 chapters after that. And that's it. Which is really a shame, because the fact of the matter is that you don't get much time with her. And because you don't get much time with her, there's not really, you know, much you can do with her. There's not really, you know, like, there's not really time to train her. You do have to kind of give her bonus experience points. I mean, you can staff abuse her to her max level if you're using high rank staves, especially since she starts with an A rank. But, you know, it's okay. It's not something I'm going to complain about, but I will say that it could be handled better. One thing I will say, though, is something I forgot to do. Marcia actually needs another sword. We're going to get rid of that Night Killer because it's pointless even on a good day. Yeah, we're going to have to go back real quick. Outfit. Let's see. Marcia. Let's go ahead and buy her. Now let's buy her an Iron Blade. Why not? Alright, so we're pretty much set here. We do want Toronio up front. Him and Ike are going to be leading the charge as best as possible. We have a load of enemies here, and almost all of them are feral Legus. Just means they don't untransform. More useful than any Legus you get. This is one of those reasons why I thought it would be a decent idea to give Toronio the Spirit Dust and the Flame Lance, especially since he's probably going to get another level of magic, which would be pretty decent. I mean, he's not going to be some amazing magical unit, but 14 magic is pretty good. Now, the dragons on this chapter, they really do, I mean, honest to goodness, really do make Ina look like she's not she's not a factor. I mean, this dragon has 44 attack, 29 defense, 25 resistance. You know, they've got 19 speed. This dragon is even bulkier, and this dragon's even bulkier still. You know, it's like pretty crazy if you want my honest opinion. You can really get yourself into a fix if you're not careful. We do have a sleep staff bishop and a purge bishop here. We're probably going to sleep the sleep staff bishop and steal his staff. Yeah, we'll not necessarily need his sleep staff, I don't think, personally. Even if we blow the rest of our sleep staff uses, we're probably not going to need it. But hey, you know, why not have it if we can? This guy's purge, we're not really too worried about them. The only unfortunate thing I think about this chapter is that this rune sword is unobtainable. It would be great if you could get your hands on a second rune sword. They only have 15 uses apiece, so, you know, it's not really that great concerning their uses. But they're great weapons regardless. I mean, this guy doesn't make very much use of it. I wish he had more magic, so he would be more useful with it. And then we have Headwind, the sage and the general leading the chapter of enemies here. He has the Rex Bolt Tome, which is the S rank thunder magic. The highest level of lightning magic. Mastery is quite difficult, but it is devastatingly powerful. It has 15 might, 75 hit, 10 crit, 14 weight. And it gives +3 skill. This is a really fun tome. And I was at one point thinking, like, yeah, we could probably get Soren to the point where he could use this. But to be honest, you have to basically give Soren all of the arm scrolls in the game. let alone the fact that you have to be basically using thunder from the get-go. And that was something I messed up on. I didn't do that right. It's really fine, though. It's not that big a deal, because the reality is, like, it's not... This is only useful... I mean, it's a good tome regardless, but it's only useful on Soren if you're going to use him to, like, attack dragons or something. Because the reality is, and this is something that we just have to face, Soren has virtually no strength, so he's going to be minusing a lot of speed with this tome. So it really just doesn't matter. We're okay without it. We're probably actually going to put him and him to sleep. That's my desire for this chapter. We do have to be kind of careful where we position our units, due to the fact that we do not want certain of our units to get hurt or put out there. Actually, we have to... we have to undeploy somebody so that we can deploy Raisin, if we want to make use of Raisin. And I kind of do. I mean, if we're going to undeploy somebody, it's going to have to be Tanith, because Tanith, she's not a necessity, so... I think what we'll probably do is spend his first turn using a Ligoo Stone, so we can really get him rolling. Alright, let us begin. Okay, Tyronio. Let's go ahead and throw our Flame Lance. Very first use of it, I believe. Pretty decent damage. I mean, again, like, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it is pretty decent. Let's go ahead and use the Ligoo Stone. Yep, and we can throw this Javelin here. Marsha making herself useful. Alright. Making at least some headway, you know. Now we have to be very careful about these enemies and our positioning of Raisin. We do not want him to get attacked, because he's pretty much going to die to any one of these Legoo's units. Especially if they double him. I don't think that any of them double him. That's probably not a thing. Titania just proving again that she's never going to fall off. Yeah, none of them can double Raisin. Still, the point still stands. You know, you don't want to put him out in the open. Alright. Now let's equip the Ligoo's Lance there. We could probably... I mean... Unless he crits, he's not taking this guy out. And he crit. I mean, we didn't really need Shinon to do so there, but, you know, hey. We take those. We always are more than willing to take those. Mia, kind of unfortunate we can't get her a little further. Now, one of the things that people like doing is they really like just letting Tibarn here go and have his way. But because he's not a green unit, he's a yellow unit, a partner unit, you can actually tell him not to go anywhere. And that is what we are going to be doing. Well, we are going to be telling him to go somewhere. Move out for the target area. Yeah, he's going to go there. And that's where he's going to stay this whole chapter. We don't really need him to go much of anywhere else. Alright. Yeah, we're not going to... I mean, Soren would like some more experience points. Doesn't need them, and I think he'll be fine without them, but hey, you know, the more the merrier. Shira's staff is totally pointless to be used right now. Yep, I put him in the heal bush, because then if anybody does attack him, he does take any damage, which is not likely, but if he does, you know, he'll be healing up every turn. We don't have to worry about him. Now, on the higher difficulties, it's totally viable to just say, Okay, we're going to let Tibarn help us a bit. But we don't really need his help. I mean, it would be nice to have him divert some attention. But it's not that important, to be honest. He's going to divert some attention inadvertently regardless. Yep, that's S-rank lances. Kind of unfortunate. But we're probably never using anything like the Veikati on anybody other than Mia. Which actually reminds me, we haven't put that on her. Yep. What a shame. Alright, so Ike can go ahead and take care of this guy here. And he crits. Ike always doing his best to show us that he's the man with the plan. Or is it me? I'm the man with the plan. Alright, so... yeah, one thing we can do here, which would be nice, get Soren a little bit more Thunder rank, because we do at least want him to be at C rank. If he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. But C rank Thunder would at least allow him to use bolting, which would be a great help for next chapter. Yeah, he's one magic away. I don't know if he's going to actually obtain that magic, though. Alright, so... yeah, we can put him there. Yep. Get these guys moving. Yeah, we'll put Oscar up forward. And guess we'll equip the Galatine. Don't really need to worry about what we actually equip there. Killer Axe, why not? And then we can chant for 4 units. Yeah, we had to blow a Legu Stone and not use him on his first turn, but it's just far better to get him to the point where he's capable of using his full potential. Ah, yes, 2 strength. Very much necessary, Rayson. Very much. Yep, Volk move up. Alright, so we do have these 2 birds here. Yeah, I don't want to Hamurn. Alright. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and give him the Messer. It's likely that those birds are actually going to go ahead and attack Shinon, because he's in the vicinity of their attack range. Wow, we leave him at 1 HP. That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, this is what I figured. I didn't mind if they attacked Tibarn, but hey, you know, more experience points. You can't really cry about that. And this one's attacking Boyd. I'm pretty sure they were both in the range of Shinon. That's kind of really odd. Well, I mean, he paid the price, so there's that. Phew! I thought as much when I first snuck in here, but this really is an unbelievable place. What in Ashira's name is going on? Why are all these crazed Legus creeping about? Huh? Oh, you don't like this? Neither do I. This helmet and armor are horribly restrictive, you know. How's that, Leanne? It's been 20 years, but I'm still quite an eyeful. Don't you agree? Yeah, I haven't changed much, eh? And you knew it was me back there right away, didn't you? I'm so glad you survived. It's very good to see you again. Now on to the problem at hand. We went to the trouble of escaping that tower, so I'd hate to end up a meal for one of our insane cousins. Our objective is to rendezvous with Nelucci. Here we go, Leanne. Hold on tight. Yep, so Leanne was rescued by Nesawa. I think they disappear in like a turn or two or something like that. I think this is a perfect opportunity to say to be continued. We're going to have to finish this chapter up next time. If you like this content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below and tell me what you think so far. And if you have any thoughts or whatnot, I'd be happy to oblige them with my thoughts of my own. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day.